Sullivan, hello, welcome.
Hello guys, how are you?
I'm all right. How are you?
Yeah, I'm very good, thank you.
Well, thank you for coming on sort of super last minute as soon as I saw as soon as I was scrolling on Facebook and I thought, aha. So yeah, I've been sort of bugging you for weeks trying to get you to tell me about this deal. Was it something in the making a while, or is this just come together now? Basically, tell us who you're running with and tell us how it came about.
So this year I'll be riding for Wilson Racing JNS Accessories in the Honda British Talent Cup. It's been quite a tough off season as me and PR Racing went our separate ways, which was a shame, but we decided to come back stronger, and we just decided we had a couple deals on the line. We were talking to and negotiating with a couple people, but a couple deals just didn't want to go our way, and we've had Wilson backing us 100%, and we decided to go with Wilson Racing.
Well, that is good news that you've got something together and on a team that's had success in the past, and they're a good outfit. And I'm just trying to remember who was with them last year. I think it was it James Cook on one of their bikes, I think.
Yes, it was James Cook, Luke Hopkins, and Ryan Hitchcock. Yeah.
That's them. And, we're just watching some images now of, I guess, some publicity stuff. Obviously, it must have been excruciating watching from the sidelines in Silverstone at round 1 and at Alton Park round 2. Have you been on the bike? And what are you, I guess you're just excited to be back just racing, I suppose, aren't you?
Yeah, so the last bit of time I rode the Moto3 was at the last round of 2021 at Donington Park. So it'll be good to get back out there on the Moto3. We've been doing quite a bit of practice on the Moto4. So we went to Mallory Park on Sunday, just try and get my feel back for the big tracks. So I'm a bit nervous, but I'm more excited than nervous and ready to get back out there and carry on from last year.
Because, I remember, was it Silverstone where I think you did particularly well in last year's championship, and that's already gone now. I suppose, you'd be returning back to the full GP circuit when MotoGP return. But dates on the calendar from the rounds that remain, Sullivan, what are you most looking forward to?
I must say I'm looking forward to next round most than anything, as I think I'm ready. I'm more excited than nervous, and I'm just kind of ready to get back out there on the Moto3 at Donington, as that's where I started to come upwards last year. So that's my main goal and where I'm most happy to get back out.
Okay. And, I mentioned Silverstone. Am I right in thinking that you go to school at Silverstone, or college, sorry? What is it, school or college? I don't know.
So it's Silverstone UTC, which is Silverstone University Technical College.
Oh, okay.
So it's been going very good there, as I've been learning quite a bit of engineering and quite a few things that especially I've actually learned a bit, especially on how bikes work and how they run more effectively, as I've gone there to learn the ins and outs of my bike, and so then I have a better understanding of it.
Well, that's good. I didn't know they do that sort of stuff. And that's the building opposite the pit straight on the national pit straight, isn't it? That's that college there, or uni college. That's where you actually go and learn actually inside Silverstone Circuit, which is the world's coolest school.
Yeah, I must say it is very cool, but it's a bit annoying at times when I see my friends racing on the track and I'm there watching. That's a bit of a bum, but
Just looking lonely out of the window, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah, but I must say I think it's a very, very big step that my parents and and my sponsors have all took for me to move up to Silverstone to learn and be as prepared and ready for my racing career as I can.
Yeah. Okay. So things are back on track now. But maybe it's a bit too early to ask, considering you've only just made an announcement to return back to racing. But knowing you'll have a plan about where you want to be or what you want to do. So where do you want to be and what do you want to do?
So this year, the goal is to win the championship. It's going to be a long shot, but I believe with the people backing me, and if I put in the effort I've been putting in over the off season on training, and I just keep going the way I was going last year, I think I've got quite a good chance. But I'm really excited, and I'm especially excited to get out at round one. But the goal, everyone knows where the goal is to go. But we're just focusing on the next round and getting ready for just building round by round. So I'm not jumping too fast.
Yeah, quite sensible. And you are always someone who seems quite sensible as well. Never really getting in too many tangles with other people, I must say. And hopefully that will continue. For Donington, which is, I suppose, your round one, next week. Is it next week? Or the week
2
after?
weeks.
2 weeks, yeah. Whenever Donington is. How well do you go there at Donington? Do you like it? Is it a favourite of yours?
So I've always kind of got on well at Donington. I've never liked the track, but I've kind of just built into it step by step, and I've kind of just learned to like Donington quite a bit now. I'm still not a fan of Craner curves as I'm quite a small rider. So it's very hard for me to change direction on the bike. But I do manage. But last year, Donington National was very, very good for me. That's when I learned I've got the pace to battle for the lead, which I did end up doing. And Donington Park GP, the last round for BTC, it was a bit more of a struggle. We had good sessions all the way up to qualifying, where qualifying we qualified about 9th, where we didn't have very good strategy as we tried something that didn't work out. And then we went into race one in the wet, I believe, and we just didn't have the right setup on. So we had some chatter going into all the corners, so I just could not brake as hard, which didn't allow me to have a very good first race. And then in the second race, I crashed out on the first lap. So it was a shame for us, really, but we built from it. The team was very happy with me for my performance that whole season. So we just kind of moved on and rethought.
Okay. Well, yeah, hopefully you've learned from that experience, as the Honda British Talent Cup is all about learning. And there'll be, understandably, Sullivan, a lot of people who watch BSB and the British Talent Cup is a good addition to the weekend, I suppose, mostly because it always provides good, close and clean racing. But they might not know about all the additional stuff that goes on in the background, because the whole field is quite young, let's say, and not very experienced on bigger tracks. But there's quite a lot of coaching that goes on, which not many people will necessarily know of.
Well, there's quite a bit of help, especially from Dawn and the guys, Matt and Alex. I must say they are a very, very big part to my weekends the last 2 seasons, and they will be for the rest of this season, definitely. Because I know they're probably one of the main people that have got me where I am today, just from getting on that Moto3, because every little detail I've kind of thought of from 2020, when I thought at the end of 2020 getting P8, I thought, okay, that's it. I've hit the limit on that bike. Cool, I don't need to get their help. And as soon as I got to round one, I was still up there, but I realised I need to take as much out of every opportunity I can, which I've started to do now. So I'm quite happy with how the coaches are, as they have really helped me, and they are still helping a lot of riders to this day, and many more, because even if it's not the Dorna guys, people do have their own team coaches and rider coaches, which do a very, very good job. But yeah, they do a very good part.
Yeah, that's interesting to know how you approach things, because there's sometimes a thought when young riders, let's say, I'm trying to be polite and say not kids and be dismissive, but when kids are being told things, they don't always listen. So it's good that at least you take most of that on board in your coaching sessions. And there's a whole track walk that goes on with the very experienced Alex Baldolini from Dorna as well, former Moto2 racer and podium winner as well. All of that adds to basically what is a fantastically strong field ultimately in the Honda British Talent Cup, and that shows in all the clean racing. Often, Sullivan, cleaner than most of the BSB and other support categories, because you're not always barging around like some of the adults do. So that's pretty good to see as well. So back to this year now, we've finally got you on the bike, and you're looking forward to round one. And it's Donington, and you're overcoming all those things from last year. And, you've already set your sights pretty high for a championship win. How are you going to do that?
So really, I've got everyone backing me, especially people from last year. My old crew chief and mechanic, Carl Usher. He's going to be behind me all the way. I've also got Kev Jelsinen, which is also going to be there with me. And they've been the two main people, as well as many others, supporting me and giving me good advice through my season, and giving me good decisions, so I'm not making the wrong decisions. But they've been backing me quite a bit through this season so far, which is my off season, and then I'm going to have all the Gary Wilson team, Rebecca, Gary, and everyone else, and my teammate Harrison. I do really like him. I think he's a very determined rider.
It's Harrison McKay.
Yes, so I do remember meeting him at FAB-Racing in 2016, if I believe, or 2017. So yeah, he's going to be a very big part. And I'm going to give him a couple tips that I've learned from Donington. Hopefully he can help me out a bit as well, which I believe he will. But yeah, it's really good that he's there. And a massive thank you to Christian from Frank Thomas and JNS Accessories, because these guys, if it wasn't for them, I must say I probably wouldn't be here where I am today, because they've kept me very, very safe pre-season and the season last year, from when I've had a couple nasty high sides, for instance, Knockhill.
Yeah. Well, it's good to see that, as I say, you are now finally sorted in terms of a ride for this season. And it'll be good to see. I don't want to say too much and jinx anything, but I'll just say what I usually say. Best of luck at your first race of the season. And I don't know if Evan Belford is back. For those who don't know, Evan broke his leg. He had a big incident at Alton. Am I remembering that right? Silverstone, I said. Yeah. Was it Silverstone? Anyway, Evan Belford, championship favourite coming into the season, had a big injury, and he's favoured to still be one of the top contenders for the championship when he returns. And that might possibly be Donington. It might not be, but if you're going to win, you've got to beat some of the quickest people on there, who you already know through FAB anyway. So
yeah, so that's the plan.
Exactly. And you have already won a race this year, of course, at FAB-Racing in the Extreme 200 class. And it was a race where Casey O'Gorman was also racing as well. So you can at least say this year you are a race winner, having beaten, let's say, even though he fell off, but we'll say beaten Casey O'Gorman. And yeah, it'd be fantastic to see you back at racing at FAB. But more importantly, Sullivan, back racing at the front of the Honda British Talent Cup this season. Thank you very much for popping on at super last minute to tell us your good news.
No problem, guys. Thank you for having me.
Excellent, and we'll keep up to date with how you do. Well, through the season, I suppose. So yeah, after you've been racking up all the podiums. Thank you very much, Sullivan, for coming on the Superbike Show here on Motorsport Radio.